Have you ever thought that the fruits you've been enjoying for years could actually be putting your health at risk? It's surprising, isn't it? We often think of fruits as nature's perfect gifts, sweet, refreshing, and packed with nutrients. But as we age, our bodies change, and some of those seemingly harmless fruits can turn into silent threats, especially if you're dealing with chronic health conditions or taking medications. Imagine this. You're reaching for a bowl of fresh grapes, thinking you're making a healthy choice. But what if that innocent snack could suddenly spike your blood sugar and leave you feeling dizzy and weak? Or consider that morning glass of orange juice, the one you've been drinking for decades. Could it be the reason behind those sleepless nights and relentless acid reflux? Today, we're uncovering 7 common fruits that could be more dangerous than you think for seniors. From hidden neurotoxins that can disrupt your kidneys to fruits that can dangerously interact with medications, we're diving deep into the risks that often go unnoticed. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. We're not just here to tell you what to avoid. We're also sharing safe, delicious alternatives that can keep you nourished without compromising your health. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and stay with us until the end. Because what you learn today could make all the difference in protecting your health and well-being as you age. Let's get started. 1. Starfruit. The hidden danger. Picture this. A bright, shiny starfruit sitting on your kitchen counter. Its sweet, tangy flavor and striking shape make it seem like a perfect addition to your morning smoothie or afternoon snack. But beneath its vibrant tropical exterior lies a danger that could be far more harmful than you might imagine. Especially if you're over 60. You see, starfruit may look harmless, but for seniors, it can pose a serious threat. The culprit, a little-known neurotoxin called carboxin. In younger, healthier individuals, the kidneys easily filter out this toxin, and everything is fine. But as we age, our kidneys may not work as efficiently as they once did. And that's where the real danger begins. Imagine a 70-year-old man named John. He's been trying to eat healthier, so he decides to add starfruit to his diet. After all, it's packed with vitamins and antioxidants, right? But within days, John starts to feel off. He's lightheaded, disoriented, and incredibly tired. He brushes it off as just another senior moment, thinking it's all part of getting older. But soon things take a terrifying turn. John collapses in his living room, unable to stand. His family rushes him to the hospital, where doctors discover the shocking truth. John's kidneys couldn't filter out the carboxin from the starfruit, and the toxin had built up to dangerous levels in his bloodstream. The symptoms: nausea, dizziness, confusion, even seizures. In severe cases, it can lead to coma or worse. And here's the chilling part. John never even knew he had reduced kidney function. Like many seniors, he had no idea his kidneys weren't as strong as they once were. According to the National Kidney Foundation, even just 1 starfruit can trigger a severe reaction in seniors with compromised kidney health, and the effects can be devastating. It's not just a matter of feeling unwell. We're talking about a toxin quietly attacking your nervous system, one bite at a time. So what's the takeaway here? If you or a loved one has any form of kidney disease or reduced kidney function, it's crucial to avoid starfruit altogether. Even if you feel fine now, the risk is just too great. But don't worry, there are plenty of safer alternatives that can still give you that sweet, tangy burst of flavor. Instead of starfruit, try apples or pears. They're just as delicious, packed with fiber and antioxidants, and far less likely to cause any dangerous side effects. And if you love the tropical taste of starfruit, consider indulging in a mango or some fresh pineapple instead. They're still bursting with flavor, but without the hidden neurotoxin risk. Remember, it's all about being informed and making choices that protect your health as you age. The foods you loved when you were younger may not always be the best choices now, and that's okay. What matters is keeping yourself safe, healthy, and strong. So stay tuned as we continue to uncover the hidden dangers in other seemingly innocent fruits that could be putting seniors at risk. You don't want to miss this. 2. Grapes, the blood sugar trap. Think about a bowl of fresh, juicy grapes. They're easy to grab, sweet and refreshing. The perfect snack for a warm afternoon or a quick bite while watching TV. But what if I told you that these tiny little fruits could be doing more harm than good? Especially if you're over 60. Grapes seem innocent enough, right? They're packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and that irresistibly sweet flavor. But hidden beneath that smooth, shiny skin is a surprising danger for seniors: sugar. And not just a little sugar, a lot of it. Let's put it into perspective. Did you know that just 1 cup of grapes contains as much sugar as 4 sugar cubes? Let that sink in for a moment. That's a significant amount of sugar for such a small serving. And for seniors particularly, those living with diabetes or pre-diabetes, that sudden sugar rush can spell trouble. Take Patricia, a 68-year-old woman from Chicago. She thought she was making a smart choice by swapping out her afternoon cookies for a bowl of grapes. They're natural. They're healthy. How bad could they be, she thought. But within weeks, Patricia started noticing unsettling changes. Her blood sugar levels were all over the place. One minute she felt fine. The next, she was dizzy, irritable, and exhausted. Her vision became blurry, and she started feeling weak and shaky. At first, she couldn't connect the dots. After all, she had just been eating grapes. How could that possibly be the cause? But during a routine checkup, her doctor pointed out the startling truth. Those innocent little grapes had been causing massive blood sugar spikes, sending her glucose levels on a roller coaster ride. And the worst part, Patricia wasn't alone. Nearly half of all Americans over 65 are dealing with some form of blood sugar issue, and many of them are completely unaware of it. But the risks don't end with blood sugar. There's another hidden danger lurking within grapes: their smooth, slippery surface. As we age, our swallowing reflexes naturally weaken, making us more prone to choking. And grapes are the perfect size and shape to get lodged in the throat. Imagine this: a senior sitting alone, enjoying a handful of grapes, when suddenly one goes down the wrong way. Panic sets in, and without immediate help, that tiny fruit can become a life-threatening obstruction. According to the National Safety Council, choking incidents involving grapes have increased by 30% among seniors in the past 5 years. That's a terrifying statistic, and a sobering reminder of how something as simple as a grape can turn into a deadly hazard. So what can we do? Should we swear off grapes forever? Not necessarily. The key here is moderation and smart choices. If you're a fan of grapes, but worried about the sugar, consider switching to berries like blueberries or raspberries. They're lower in sugar, packed with antioxidants, and still satisfy that craving for something sweet and juicy. And if you can't resist grapes, there's a safer way to enjoy them. Always cut them into quarters. Yes, even for adults. It may seem like overkill, but it significantly reduces the risk of choking. And instead of munching on a big bowl, limit yourself to just 6 pieces. Pair them with a source of protein, like a small handful of nuts or a slice of cheese. This not only slows down the absorption of sugar, preventing those dreaded blood sugar spikes, but it also makes for a more balanced, satisfying snack. It's all about being mindful, paying attention to what we eat and how it affects our bodies as we get older. Grapes might look innocent, but they can pack a surprising punch when it comes to sugar and choking hazards. The good news, with just a few simple changes, you can still enjoy the foods you love while keeping your health in check. Stay with us as we continue to uncover more surprising fruits that could be hiding unexpected dangers for seniors. You won't believe what's coming up next. 3 oranges. The acid reflux trigger. Picture this: a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice, its bright, zesty aroma filling the kitchen. Or maybe you're peeling a sweet, juicy orange as a mid-morning snack. It's refreshing, packed with vitamin C, and seems like the perfect way to start the day. But for seniors, this seemingly innocent fruit can turn into a painful nightmare. You see, oranges are loaded with acidity, and while that tartness can be invigorating, it can also be a ticking time bomb for older adults dealing with acid reflux or heartburn. As we age, the muscle that separates the stomach from the esophagus weakens. This makes it easier for stomach acid to creep up into the throat, causing that familiar burning sensation. Imagine Margaret, a 73-year-old woman from Minnesota. For years, she started her mornings with a tall glass of orange juice, believing it was the best way to fortify her immune system. Vitamin C is good for me, she thought, and orange juice is delicious. But what Margaret didn't realize was that her daily citrus habit was doing more harm than good. At first, it was just a mild discomfort, a slight burning sensation in her chest that she brushed off as indigestion. But as the weeks went by, that mild discomfort turned into a nightly battle. She'd wake up in the middle of the night with her throat on fire, desperately reaching for water to cool the searing pain. It felt as though something was burning a hole in her chest. The constant acid reflux kept her tossing and turning, unable to get a good night's sleep. It wasn't until her doctor pointed out the connection between her acid reflux and her beloved orange juice that the pieces finally clicked. I never connected the dots. Margaret admitted, feeling a mix of relief and frustration. I thought I was doing something good for my health, but I was actually making it worse. And Margaret's not alone. Research shows that over 60% of people over the age of 60 experience acid reflux at some point. Citrus fruits like oranges are one of the biggest triggers. The acidity in oranges can irritate the lining of the esophagus, causing that painful burning sensation that can keep you up all night. But that's not the only danger lurking in this seemingly harmless fruit. Oranges can also interfere with over 50 commonly prescribed medications for seniors. This includes blood pressure medications, cholesterol-lowering drugs, and even some antidepressants. Imagine taking your morning pills, washing them down with a glass of orange juice, and unknowingly reducing their effectiveness. That's because certain compounds in citrus fruits can interfere with how these medications are absorbed, making them less effective, or in some cases even dangerous. According to the Mayo Clinic, consuming oranges or orange juice within 2 hours of taking certain medications can significantly reduce their potency, leaving you vulnerable without even realizing it. And then there's the issue of your teeth. Oranges might taste sweet and refreshing, but their high acidity can silently chip away at your tooth enamel. As we get older, our enamel naturally thins, making us more susceptible to tooth sensitivity and decay. Margaret experienced this firsthand. After years of drinking orange juice daily, she began to notice her teeth feeling more sensitive, especially when eating hot or cold foods. Her dentist confirmed what she feared. The acid from the oranges had worn away her enamel, making her teeth more vulnerable to decay. So what can you do if you love oranges, but don't want to deal with the acid? The medication interactions, or the dental damage. Thankfully, there are safer, gentler alternatives that can still give you that vitamin C boost without the risks. Instead of reaching for a glass of orange juice, try a handful of fresh strawberries or a serving of red bell peppers. Surprisingly, both contain even more vitamin C than oranges, without the harsh acidity. Or if you're craving that sweet, citrusy taste, consider swapping oranges for kiwi. Not only is kiwi rich in vitamin C, but it's also packed with fiber and antioxidants, making it a powerhouse fruit for seniors. And if you simply can't resist that glass of orange juice, try diluting it with water or having it only occasionally, never within 2 hours of taking your medications. It's a small change that can make a big difference in protecting your health. Remember, the goal isn't to deprive yourself of the foods you love. It's about making smarter, safer choices that support your body as it changes with age, because your health and well-being are worth more than a moment of sweetness. Stay with us. We're just getting started. There are still more surprising fruits that could be causing hidden harm to seniors, and you won't believe what's coming up next. Let's keep going. 4 avocados, the hidden fat bomb. Imagine sitting down to a beautiful slice of avocado toast, the creamy, rich green spread, glistening with a drizzle of olive oil. It's been praised as a superfood for years, full of healthy fats, vitamins, and that buttery texture we all love. But what if I told you that for seniors, this so-called health food could be a ticking time bomb? Avocados are celebrated for their heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, the kind that nutritionists rave about, for lowering bad cholesterol and supporting heart health. But here's the catch. While these fats can be beneficial in moderation, they're also incredibly calorie-dense. Picture Robert, a 75-year-old man from Denver. After hearing so much about the health benefits of avocados, he decided to make it a daily habit. Every morning he'd have a slice of avocado toast, thinking he was making a smart, heart-healthy choice. It's good fat, he told himself, and it's supposed to be great for my heart. But after just 3 months, Robert was shocked to find himself 12 pounds heavier. The extra weight wasn't just a cosmetic concern. It was putting pressure on his joints, making every step more painful than the last. His knees ached, his lower back throbbed, and even getting out of bed became a chore. What Robert didn't realize was that a single medium avocado contains around 20 calories, nearly as much as a full meal. And while those calories may come from good fats, too much of a good thing can still backfire, especially as our metabolism naturally slows down with age. But the weight gain isn't the only risk. There's another hidden danger in avocados that many seniors overlook: vitamin K. This vitamin is essential for blood clotting, but for seniors on blood-thinning medications like warfarin, it can be a dangerous combination. Imagine taking your daily dose of blood thinners, thinking you're protecting yourself from blood clots, while that seemingly harmless avocado toast is quietly working against you. That's because avocados are packed with vitamin K. Consuming too much can interfere with your medication, potentially increasing the risk of blood clots. For Robert, this realization was a rude awakening. He thought he was doing something good for his health. Instead, he found himself facing joint pain, weight gain, and the possibility of dangerous medication interactions. "I never thought a simple food like avocado could cause so much trouble," he admitted, shaking his head in disbelief. And then there's another unexpected twist: avocado allergies. Yes, you heard that right. While most people associate food allergies with things like peanuts or shellfish, avocados can also be a surprising trigger, especially for those with latex allergies. That's because the proteins in avocados are similar to those in latex, meaning that if you're sensitive to latex, there's a good chance you might also react to avocados. Symptoms can range from mild itching or stomach discomfort to more severe reactions like breathing difficulties and swelling. Studies show that around 60% of people over 60 develop new allergies as they age, even to foods they've previously eaten without any problems. Imagine eating an avocado your whole life, only to discover that now it causes you to break out in hives or struggle to breathe. It's a terrifying thought, but it's a reality that many seniors face. So what can you do if you love avocados but don't want to deal with the risks? Thankfully, there are plenty of safer alternatives that still offer heart-healthy fats without the hidden dangers. Instead of spreading avocado on toast, try a spoonful of almond butter. It's rich in monounsaturated fats, lower in calories, and won't interfere with blood-thinning medications. Or if you're craving that creamy texture, consider hummus made from chickpeas and olive oil. It's just as satisfying without the risk of overloading on vitamin K. And if you can't imagine life without avocados, the key is moderation. Limit yourself to 1/4 of an avocado per day, not a whole one, and always balance it with other foods to avoid the calorie overload. For seniors, staying healthy isn't just about eating the right foods. It's about understanding how those foods interact with our bodies as we age. Avocados may be a superfood, but that doesn't mean they're super safe for everyone. Stay tuned. There are still more seemingly innocent fruits that could be causing unexpected harm. You won't believe what's coming up next. Let's keep going. 5. Watermelon. The fluid balance disruptor. Picture this: a hot summer day, and you're sitting outside with a big, juicy slice of watermelon. The sweet, refreshing juice drips down your chin as you savor each bite. It's the perfect way to cool off and stay hydrated, right? Well, for seniors, that seemingly innocent slice of watermelon may be more dangerous than you think. You see, watermelon is over 90% water, and while that might sound like a great way to stay hydrated for older adults, it can quickly become a recipe for disaster. Let me introduce you to Betty, a 78-year-old woman from Arizona. She loved watermelon. It was her go-to snack every afternoon during the hot summer months. It's mostly water, she thought. What harm could it do? But within a few weeks, Betty started to notice something strange. Her ankles were swelling, her breathing felt heavier, and she was constantly tired. At first, she thought it was just the heat. But one morning she woke up struggling to catch her breath. Her family rushed her to the hospital, and that's when the doctors delivered the startling news. Betty was suffering from fluid overload. You see, watermelon is packed with water. Yes, but it's also loaded with natural sugars and potassium. For seniors with weakened kidneys, processing that excess water and potassium can be a struggle. The kidneys are like the body's natural filters. They work hard to keep your fluid levels balanced and flush out extra potassium. But as we age, those kidneys can become less efficient. They don't filter as well as they used to, and suddenly all that extra water and potassium starts to back up in the body. The result: swelling, shortness of breath, and in severe cases, heart complications. For Betty, that extra water put added pressure on her already weakened heart, making it harder for her heart to pump blood effectively. The excess potassium also disrupted her electrolyte balance, causing her heart to beat irregularly, and she's not alone. According to the American Diabetes Association, just 2 cups of watermelon can spike blood sugar levels as much as a can of soda. Think about that. A fruit we consider to be healthy can be just as dangerous as a sugary soft drink when it comes to blood sugar levels. For seniors managing diabetes or insulin resistance, that sudden sugar rush can wreak havoc on blood sugar control. Imagine eating what you think is a harmless snack, only to find yourself dizzy, fatigued, or even fainting from a blood sugar crash. But that's not all. There's another hidden danger that many older adults overlook: potassium. While potassium is essential for heart health, too much can be deadly, especially for those on medications like diuretics or heart medications. Diuretics, commonly prescribed to manage high blood pressure or heart failure, work by flushing excess water and sodium from the body, but they also flush out potassium. Now imagine someone like Betty, who was taking diuretics to manage her blood pressure. She thought she was doing herself a favor by eating a bowl of watermelon, but instead she was unknowingly pumping her body full of potassium, a potentially life-threatening move. When the kidneys can't process all that extra potassium, it builds up in the bloodstream. This condition, known as hyperkalemia, can cause muscle weakness, irregular heartbeats, and in severe cases, even heart failure. Betty learned this the hard way. After her hospital stay, her doctor advised her to cut back on watermelon and other high-potassium foods, and to monitor her fluid intake closely. "I thought I was just eating fruit," she said, shaking her head. "I had no idea it could be so dangerous." So what can you do if you love watermelon, but don't want to deal with the risks? First, portion control is key. Instead of a giant slice, limit yourself to a few small cubes, just enough to satisfy the craving without overloading on sugar or potassium. Second, consider swapping watermelon for lower sugar, lower potassium fruits like strawberries or blueberries. They're still refreshing, still hydrating, but without the added risk. Third, if you're on diuretics or heart medications, always check with your doctor before indulging in high potassium foods like watermelon. And if you do decide to enjoy a small serving, be sure to balance it with foods that are low in potassium and sugar. For seniors, staying healthy isn't just about what you eat. It's about how much, how often, and how it interacts with your body's changing needs. Watermelon may seem harmless, but for someone with kidney or heart issues, it can turn into a dangerous fluid-filled trap. Stay with us. We're not done yet. There are still more common fruits hiding surprising risks, and the next one might just shock you. Let's keep going. 6. Papaya, the digestive system challenger. Imagine sitting down to a bowl of fresh, ripe papaya. Its vibrant orange flesh, glistening with sweet tropical goodness. It's often hailed as a superfood, a natural digestive aid packed with fiber and enzymes. But for seniors, this so-called miracle fruit can carry some surprising dangers. Papaya contains a powerful enzyme called papain. It's celebrated for its ability to break down proteins and ease digestion. That's why many people, especially older adults, turn to papaya when they're feeling bloated or constipated. But what happens when that enzyme interacts with your medications? Let's take a look at Helen's story. Helen is a vibrant 71-year-old woman from San Diego. For years, she'd been eating papaya every morning to help with her digestion. "I thought it was good for me," she said, smiling. "It kept me regular, But over time, Helen started noticing some troubling signs. Despite following her prescribed health routine, her blood pressure was all over the place. Some days her blood sugar would drop suddenly, leaving her feeling lightheaded and shaky. Confused and frustrated, Helen visited her doctor, who quickly connected the dots. The culprit, papaya. While papain can be beneficial for digestion, it can also interfere with certain medications, especially blood thinners like warfarin or aspirin. Papain can amplify the effects of these drugs, increasing the risk of uncontrolled bleeding. Imagine taking what you think is a harmless fruit and unknowingly thinning your blood to dangerous levels. And it's not just blood thinners. Papaya can also interact with diabetes medications, leading to unpredictable blood sugar fluctuations. Helen found this out the hard way. The papain in her daily papaya was intensifying the effects of her diabetes medication, causing her blood sugar to drop rapidly and unexpectedly. I had no idea, Helen said, shaking her head. I thought I was just eating fruit, but that's not the only risk. There's another hidden danger lurking in papaya: latex allergy. Yes, you heard that right. For some people, especially those with a known latex allergy, papaya can trigger severe allergic reactions. Why? Because the proteins in papaya are similar to those found in latex. It's called latex fruit syndrome, and it affects a surprising number of older adults. Imagine eating a slice of papaya and suddenly feeling your mouth itch or your throat tighten. According to studies, nearly 30% of seniors with latex allergies also react to papaya, even if they've eaten it without issue in the past. As we age, our bodies can develop new sensitivities to foods we once tolerated. Think about it. The very fruit that once brought you comfort could now be the source of stomach cramps, or worse. And if that weren't enough, there's yet another layer to the papaya problem: digestive irritation. Papain may aid in digestion for some, but for others, it can have the opposite effect. Picture this: you eat a bowl of papaya, expecting it to soothe your stomach, but instead, you're doubled over with bloating, cramping, and acid reflux. That's because papain can sometimes irritate the lining of the digestive tract. For seniors with acid reflux or sensitive stomachs, papaya can go from being a digestive aid to a digestive nightmare. Helen knows this feeling all too well. I used to love papaya, she said with a sigh, but now it just makes me feel sick. So what can you do if you love papaya but don't want to deal with the risks? First, check with your doctor or pharmacist before adding papaya to your diet, especially if you're on blood thinners, diabetes medications, or have a known latex allergy. Second, if you're craving that tropical sweetness, consider safer alternatives like pineapple or kiwi. Pineapple contains bromelain, a natural enzyme that can aid digestion without interfering with medications. And kiwi is not only gentle on the stomach, but also rich in fiber and vitamin C. Third, if you do decide to eat papaya, limit your portion size to a small serving, just enough to enjoy the flavor without overloading on papain. Always pay attention to how your body responds. If you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or notice unusual bruising, stop eating it and contact your doctor immediately. For seniors, staying healthy isn't just about what you eat. It's about how that food interacts with your body's unique needs. Papaya may have been a trusted digestive aid for years, but as we age, even the most familiar foods can turn into unexpected threats. Stay with us. We're almost at the end of our list, but the final fruit might just be the most surprising of all. Let's keep going. 7. Bananas. The potassium overload. Risk. Think about it. A perfectly ripe banana, soft, sweet, and easy to eat. It's the go-to snack for people of all ages. Whether you're adding it to your morning cereal or simply enjoying it as a quick bite, bananas are often considered the ultimate healthy food. But for seniors, this beloved fruit can become a hidden danger. Bananas are famous for being packed with potassium, a mineral essential for heart health, nerve function, and muscle strength. We need potassium to keep our bodies running smoothly. But what happens when you get too much? For younger, healthier individuals, the kidneys can handle excess potassium without a problem. But as we age, our kidneys often lose some of their filtering power. Imagine your kidneys as a coffee filter. When it's new, the water passes through quickly and easily, but over time it becomes clogged, and the water slows to a trickle. That's what happens to our kidneys as we get older. They can't filter out excess potassium as efficiently as they once did. And that's where the danger of bananas comes in. Let's talk about James, a 74-year-old man from Texas. James has always been a banana lover. For years, he started his day with 2 bananas, one with his morning coffee, and another as a mid-morning snack. They're healthy, he thought, good for my heart, and full of nutrients. But one morning, James woke up feeling off. He was lightheaded, weak, and his heart was racing. Alarmed, he called his daughter, who rushed him to the hospital. There, doctors discovered that James's potassium levels were dangerously high, a condition known as hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia is a serious condition that can cause irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, even sudden cardiac arrest. And for James, those 2 bananas he thought were keeping him healthy were actually the cause. You see, just one medium banana contains about 4 milligrams of potassium. And while that might not sound like much when you're eating 2 or 3 a day, it can quickly add up, especially for seniors with reduced kidney function. For people like James, whose kidneys can't filter potassium effectively, all that extra potassium stays in the bloodstream, building up to dangerous levels. And here's the terrifying part. Many older adults don't even know they have reduced kidney function. It's a silent condition that often goes undiagnosed until it's too late. But potassium overload isn't the only issue with bananas. There's another hidden danger. Sugar. Yes, bananas may be a natural food, but they're also loaded with natural sugars that can spike blood sugar levels, especially for seniors living with diabetes or pre-diabetes. Think about it. One banana can contain as much as 14 grams of sugar. And because bananas are so easy to eat, it's easy to overindulge without even realizing it. For someone like James, who was already dealing with diabetes, that daily banana habit was a recipe for disaster. I thought I was being healthy, he said, shaking his head. But all I was doing was spiking my blood sugar and overloading my body with potassium. And here's another twist. Bananas are also high in fast-digesting carbs. While that makes them a great snack for quick energy, it also means that the sugars in bananas can hit your bloodstream rapidly, causing a quick rise and then a sudden crash in blood sugar levels. For seniors, this spike and crash cycle can leave you feeling drained, dizzy, and fatigued. Imagine eating a banana to boost your energy, only to feel even more exhausted an hour later. That's what happened to James, and it's something that happens to countless seniors every day. So what can you do if you love bananas, but don't want to risk potassium overload or blood sugar spikes? First, practice portion control. Instead of eating a whole banana, slice it in half and save the other half for later. Or better yet, opt for a smaller, less ripe banana. The riper the banana, the higher its sugar content. So choosing one that's slightly green can help keep your blood sugar more stable. Second, consider pairing your banana with a source of protein or healthy fat, like a handful of almonds or a spoonful of peanut butter. This not only slows down the absorption of sugar, but also keeps you feeling fuller for longer. Third, if you're managing kidney issues or taking medications that affect potassium levels, talk to your doctor about how much potassium is safe for you. Your doctor can help you create a diet plan that includes nutrient-rich fruits without the risk of potassium overload. And finally, explore other fruits that are lower in potassium and sugar, but still pack plenty of nutrients. Berries like strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries are all excellent choices. They're low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and easy on the kidneys. For James, cutting back on bananas was a tough but necessary change. I still love them, he admitted, but now I limit myself to half a banana, a few times a week, and I always eat it with some nuts or yogurt to keep my blood sugar steady. Remember, bananas aren't bad. They're just not as harmless as they seem, especially for seniors dealing with kidney issues, diabetes, or heart conditions. The key isn't to eliminate bananas altogether, but to be aware of how much you're eating and how it's affecting your body. Because when it comes to your health, even the simplest foods can have surprising consequences. So there you have it. 7 fruits that can pose unexpected risks for seniors. But don't worry, we're not done yet. Up next, we'll be diving into some safer, healthier fruit alternatives. Stay with us. You won't want to miss it. So there you have it. 7 fruits that may look harmless, but can carry surprising risks for seniors. From Starfruit's hidden neurotoxin to the potassium overload in bananas, we've uncovered how some of the most common fruits can quietly sabotage your health, especially if you're managing chronic conditions or taking certain medications. But don't let this information scare you away from enjoying nature's bounty. The key here isn't to avoid these fruits entirely. It's about being aware, making smarter choices, and knowing how to protect yourself. Remember, every bite you take is an opportunity to support your health or to put it at risk. So the next time you reach for that bowl of grapes or slice of avocado toast, pause and ask yourself, is this helping or hurting my body right now? And if you're unsure, talk to your doctor or nutritionist. They can help you adjust your diet in a way that keeps you nourished without compromising your health. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about what you eat. It's about how it affects you as you age. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more senior health tips and insights. Stay informed, stay safe, and stay healthy, because you deserve it. Until next time, take care, and keep choosing what's best for your well-being.